Welcome to the 5th episode of Post Internship Interview. Now, this is probably going to be the last episode you see, so that you can ask me questions about what I do at my internship and all that, because this would be May. I graduate in May, like most schools. And with me graduating in May, I don't know if I'm going to keep that internship. So this is the final one that you'll see, where you can ask me questions about whatever my internship is or was. But I will make like a modified type interview video, whatever, that's similar to this, but it's probably not going to be for my internship. So what I do want to talk about today, because last episode I talked about what my internship was, this episode I'm going to talk about learning stuff. And my mentor, he said that, he's an older guy, okay? He said that if he stops learning, just go ahead and put him in the grave. Which, it's a funny joke, dark joke, but funny. But that's true, because you can see it all over the you can see it in videos all over the internet today, where people just don't learn from their mistakes and keep repeating those mistakes. And it's a simple quote. Most people know it, but some people don't live by it. History repeats itself. And it's funny because memes, I think it was either 2023 or 2024 was like comparing the 1920s to early 2020s, and it was like very similar. Olympics were canceled. No, plague. Olympics were canceled, and then something else. And those were pretty funny memes, because it talks about history, and history repeats itself. And if we don't learn from our mistakes from our history, we would keep making those same mistakes again and again. Like space travel. Back in the 60s, whenever there was a space race. It's been a while since I've actually looked into the space race, but from what I know, specifically the Soviet side, they had to send astronauts in the ships, and if those ships crashed, you lost people. Now with it's not Voyager, and I want to say Artemis, but I don't think it's that either. But the recent rocket launch that went around the moon to see how gravity assist works and best fuel and all that. That's one thing we learned is gravity assist to help with fuel costs. because I'm not a fan of Elon Musk. I don't really care about him, but Elon Musk with SpaceX pretty much helped pave the way of space travel. And he kind of did the same thing with electric cars. But he was with the Starship. He was trying to find renewable sources where both the booster and the ship itself was reusable, kind of like the space shuttle, but with the boosters. Now NASA didn't do that with, okay, it is Artemis 2. Didn't do that with Artemis 2, but that's a lot more money and time, which they probably didn't have, because specific windows for the universe, it really adds up. Like this one thing I learned a couple days ago, that some airliners use different paper material for their magazines, so it's lighter, which saves fuel costs, which is funny and hilarious, but also smart, and I kind of get it, because most people don't see long term. It's like with exponential growth, most people can't really most people don't really understand exponential growth, because recently I learned that sound decibel readings was exponential, which is weird because from me being a band, you thought I would learn that, but I recently learned that, and I think it was from, I'm trying to picture the graph right now, either 130 or 150 decibels, cut down to 100 decibels, that's pretty much a cut in half of the graph, which is interesting. And I learned this a while back though, air is also exponential, so the faster you go, more air is pushing on you. Like 40 mile an hour air is not double the amount of air as if it was 20 miles an hour air. That analogy is interesting because the specific, I talked about it last episode, I want to be a mechanical jack designer and all that. The area I want to go into is car design and all that, like car design, engine design, suspension design, pretty much everything that makes up a car. And I know you can't do all that for one job, because it'll slow down production process way too much. But by me learning and pretty much doing by myself all the little intricate things, because right now I'm kind of designing a car, because on paper I draw as front engine because it's easy to draw front engine, but in CAD it's more rear engine or mid engine. So right now I'm trying to do front engine to fit in engine and transmission and all the driveline components. But learning helps you, I mean, my mother isn't vehically inclined. Like, she doesn't know a lot of stuff that goes into cars and stuff, all that. But she knows pretty much basic maintenance, which is all you need to keep your car alive. Because she had a 90s Corolla, and she blew the transmission in it because she didn't know that you had to change the transmission fluid. Now this is a CVT, and I don't. You can tell me, like, if you tune the CVTs, works on CVTs, because I know there's a torque converter, and torque converters take transmission fluid, and belts need to be, and the CVT belts need to be dry. But do I need to change, like, have a mechanic pull out the transmission to pull out the torque converter, or can it be just drained? That's one thing I don't know, and I'm kind of lazy to look that up. But learning things really helps you in life. Like musicians, they always learn that they get new pieces, and those new pieces pretty much grow their brains. And I don't remember what grade science teacher I had, but she said that she saw it's almost like an MRI. Well, yeah, I think you have to use an MRI to look into your brain. They had an MRI go and measure the activity in the brain, and then the person who is being tested is not a nice word. The person that was getting the MRI learned something, and the brain grew. I mean, learning stuff, okay, you're going to hear me say this a lot this episode, interesting. Like, this is interesting, that's interesting, because if you don't find things interesting, you won't learn them. Like with weather, there was a point where I was really intrigued with weather and weather patterns and all that. And it got to a point where I was able to correctly guess when it was going to rain within to the minute. I mean, it was bad rain as well. God, that turbo sounds good. But learning stuff, you just need to learn stuff to get smarter. And I feel like that's what people don't understand, and prefer just simple ways to get out of stuff. Because if you choose the simplest path, you will never achieve anything. Like, one example, this course, electronics. I had to pretty much come from a truck with no electronics other than traction and ABS. traction control in ABS to both of those, plus stability control and tire sensors that actually measures slip angle. And with that, I had to learn how to drive hard around the computer while in the truck with no sort of traction aid. I can easily drift it like it was nothing. So I had to learn from a truck chassis to a car chassis, plus technological advancements from what was pretty much peak for peak technology back in 07, that's the year that truck was, to what I don't remember if this is a 25 or 26 model, one of those two. And the rapid growth of technology, wow, that impresses me as well. Not even just software, like compounds and stuff. Because in the 70s we had cross-ply tires, and then it went to radial ply. I think in the 90s or early 2000s. But then now we have, I don't even know what type of tire compounds we have, but that's in the span of 40, 50 years. But then technology kind of both inclined and declined. It inclined by being able to fit what NASA used to get the Apollo missions up into space, into the moon, a whole room full of computers, to just a single laptop. Probably a little more built computer, but I mean, I think that's what was a 40-year. Seems like all the technological advancements that we've made are with 40-year increments, not of massive jumps. To now, all that onto a little SD card, which that camera uses. The camera I'm recording this with, all that can fit on one thing. I think the biggest I've seen, not with my eyes but on video, was like 512 terabytes, which is pretty big. And with just technological advancements are awesome, because we went from gasoline that needs lead to keep engines alive to additives that won't kill your engine. Of course, now ethanol is being placed into the engine. My engine will die, whatever. Wanted an old car anyway, but I mean, just the advancements in technology that we have from the 50s, 60s, and 70s to what we have now is crazy. But that's it for this episode. I probably have another 6th episode soon.